Hello. Welcome to the Goods. I know that you have been looking at us wearing our Fly Goods podcast gear and wondering where can we get those. Well, guess what? We have the answers for you. We have it here, Teespring. Go to Teespring and you will find all of this glorious merchandising, from T-shirts to mugs to, well, there's other toys, but we can't talk about that now. Go to Teespring. Enjoy our memorabilia. And we're back, all flash.
No substance.
So today's top 5 is the top 5 best horror sequels voted by you on Twitter. This is for you guys. We are still in October. We are in our horror month still. So we wanted to highlight some sequels out for you. This was a really hard one to do.
Yeah, so when he said, voted by you, this will not be your list. This list is gonna be all over the place.
Yeah, this will not. A majority of these could be on your top 5, but there are so many sequels to horror that it was really hard to really pinpoint like the ones.
Yeah, because I was trying to think like sequels that I like versus like what's the better sequel, and I think the original movie kept influencing what I thought was a good sequel.
That's a freaking good
because
point. Seriously, it really
I kept
is.
thinking it was like, it wasn't as good as the first one, but I couldn't, separate the fact that was it just good on its own as a film, and it just happened to be a horror sequel. So
okay.
If you don't like my list, too bad, it's my list.
Well, Terrence, go first.
All right, so with all that said, my number 5. Number 5! My favorite. We've done a You Don't Hate on it. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2.
Freddy's Revenge.
Yes! This movie is a great film. I think this is a movie like, I think without the first film that this movie can still work. I think it can work with you had not ever seen the first film.
Because
from
a
premise.
possession standpoint?
Yeah, and like just knowing the premise, hey, he was a child murderer and he's now possessing somebody to continue to kill, teenage people that are probably in their 30s. It works on its own. It's a great sequel. Look, this movie's underrated. We talked about it when we did You Don't Hate. It is one of my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street sequels.
Why?
The possession aspect of it.
Because of the possession.
Because of the possession aspect. Because it got him out of the dream, and now you can really play with the fact that how he's still attacking these kids who are now awake. You don't have to do the premise where you're saying like, oh, they gotta fall asleep, they gotta be up for days. You gotta play with the fact that somehow they gotta be asleep before he can really touch it.
But don't you think that completely takes away from what Elm Street was in the first place?
No, we got a movie that did that. Then we got a different movie that did something else. As opposed to keep redoing the same thing over and over and over again.
The originality was what made it.
Yeah, and it stays original because it doesn't do it again in the sequel.
I'm talking about Elm Street 1 is original because of the concept of dying from your dreams.
Mm-hmm. Right.
As opposed to something that you already seen before as far as possession.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like you're right, because it is a standalone. It could be standalone.
It could be a standalone. And the fact that that's why I had such a hard time with the sequel portion of it, because I felt like a lot of horror movies just rehash the same film. This one did not. It did something different. Okay. It did something that had been done in horror. It had done something that had been done in horror before, but it didn't say, hey, we're just going to get new teens, which Nightmare on Elm Street 3, 4, 5, 6 basically just kind of did. We're just going to get new teens to kill. This one said, hey, we're going to take him out of the dream world and bring him into the world, because that's how we ended the first film, by taking him out, right?
Okay.
So now we're just going to play with the fact that he's now been brought out of the dream world. How does he still continue to kill? Possession.
Okay, sounds good.
There you go.
Number 4.
I feel like I had too hard to defend a number 5.
And we gave Mark Patton honorable mention on Scream Queen.
Scream
right?
Queens.
That's right. Mark Patton, Scream Queen.
All right, number 4.
Number 4.
All right.
Number 4.
Continuing on with the sequels people hate. Halloween 3: Season of the Witch.
Underrated movie. You don't hate
that one.
You don't hate Halloween.
That movie terrifies me still to this day. I can't wear a pumpkin mask till this day.
This is where Agent Smith. This is where you got a glimpse of what Agent Smith was going to be from Matrix.
Very true. Very true.
Those androids.
This movie, once again, I really picked my top 5 as to it didn't just rehash the first film.
I did not.
This didn't rehash Michael Myers again killing new people. This was something different. They played with the mythology a little bit better, and this evil corporation, and If you have not seen Are You Don't Hate, because I want to spend too much time, because I feel like I spend too much time defending Freddy's Revenge. It's a really great film, and it takes you.
I didn't even think you did that episode.
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yeah,
Aspen?
yeah,
Okay.
I did that one.
All right. Check it out.
Yeah,
You don't hate.
Anyway, so it's like you're going on the long trail of horror films, and this one just kind of takes a side path. It comes back. It gets right back to the regular horror things with Michael Myers, but this one is like, hey, this is interesting, it's different. And like I said, the evil corporations and the masks that destroy your head and all this other stuff, freaky enough. It's a great sequel. It's underrated. You should go see it. Or check out Are You Don't Hate.
And when you're talking about the sequels and all that, when it comes to Halloween, Halloween was actually meant to be a kind of like a anthology of different things that happened on Halloween.
That would have been great.
So
Michael Myers, his character became so popular.
It's so
I get it.
Yeah. But there's that aspect of it, then the Halloween 3 part, and then it would have been something else that took place on Halloween 2 in a different town.
Right.
So like all of these different events are happening.
There's
on
an Elm
Halloween.
Street in every town.
Number 3!
Number 3! I actually went with Dawn of the Dead.
Which one?
The remake with Ving
Snyder?
Rhames. Yeah, with Ving Rhames.
That's a good freaking. That's a good
I like
pick.
that one.
I like that one a lot.
I was like, trying to like
Very
starting
good.
event. The one with Ving Rhames where they're locked in the mall. It's really good because if you're gonna be in a zombie apocalypse, where's the best place for you to be?
Mall.
The mall. I mean, you got pretzels and Cinnabons, all the clothes you want.
Sporting goods with the guns.
Yeah, you got everything. Arcade, you got a food court. It's like you don't need to leave them all. I'm riding out my whole zombie apocalypse.
What about power?
Leave that part out.
What about fresh water?
The water fountain right there.
Yeah, the
You
water
just
fountain.
go, you dig out the pennies. You dig out the
It's got
pennies.
chlorine.
Thank you, Art, for the commentary.
Leave that part out.
So
Like, they got a soda fountain there. It's fine. You'll be all right.
All right.
But so I mean, because a lot of times with the zombie apocalypse, just genre itself, it's like, we got to run here. We got to run to this house. They break through the door. We make too much sounds. We have to somehow exist outside, and nobody ever really finds a nice, secure place. And then like, shit, we gotta get out of here. It's almost too damn safe to be in the mall, and they get bored. And it's like, it's just one of the things. It was like they can't stay there forever, but it was the safest place to be. And you deal with like, if you were in a zombie apocalypse and you were safe, your life would suck still.
Like right now.
Your life would suck
in
still.
a way.
In a pandemic, we're safe, and our life still sucks. Number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2. Did I not write a number 2 here? Well, yeah, I did. Okay, I was so many number 2s on my list because of the sequel things. Number 2.
Number 2.
It Chapter 2.
Chapter 2. That's a good pick.
That's a great film. It's a great film as a remake itself. It remake the sequel of a sequel.
but
but they upped the horror elements of it. The story got really great in it. It was like it really kept you involved. And the simple fact that they played back and forth with, showing you the kids, because they kind of got away from the kids in the original one. This one kind of brought them back into the story.
They meshed.
They meshed it together. That's the word. Meshing. They meshed it in with the adults and the kids and how they viewed how they view things that we didn't get to see in the first film. This is a great film. Like I said, it's great on many aspects, but it is a great horror sequel. Number 2 one.
All right, very good.
Number
1.
I just want to say I don't feel so bad about my list now. You guys haven't torn me up too much on it, except for the fountain water thing that Art said.
And Jamie Lee Curtis at 5.
I mean, that was a different horror list. But on this one, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. Number 1. Hellraiser 2 Hellbound.
Okay. I'm not gonna fight you on that.
Okay.
I like Hellraiser 2 a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That sound effect was perfect. I like Hellraiser 2 a lot, but if you're talking about a rehash, it's borderline.
Is it?
It's borderline. I would have loved to see more.
Okay,
of
at the
fight.
beginning, they did like, it was like, if you haven't seen the first one because we didn't make that much money out of it, kind of here's a recap of the first one, but it really focused on, because we only got the Cenobites towards the end of the film. It was really about like him trying to get his ex-wife or ex-lover to kill for him in the original one. Or wait, no, I'm thinking.
Frank was trying to get Julia to kill for him, so he.
I just want to make sure I didn't mix up the themes here.
I got you.
Yeah, and so it was a lot of that going on. This one was really about hell, and it was like where
But she did that to the doctor. Remember? She was trying to come back too, to get her skin back.
We're not on this. We're on the hell aspect and the Cenobites and the fact that
And Leviathan.
Yes, and like the doctor wanting to experience the power and exploring it actually grew out the what's the word I'm looking for? The
mythology?
Yeah, the mythology of the box itself and the Cenobites and hell itself coming back to come get you. Okay. It drew it out, it grew it more, and it really got you interested into this franchise. The first one didn't really do that. The second one is where this franchise really took off at, and that is because of how much they grew the story.
Okay, and I'm not gonna fall as a number one. I don't know about that one, but
What am I gonna put it before it?
your Dawn of the Dead. I would have been okay if Dawn of the Dead was number one.
More things happen in this one.
But Hellbound, the faults I had with Hellbound was there was I agree 100% with what you said as far as the expansion, as far as the lore. Seeing Pinhead actually being made,
Yes.
that was pretty cool to see. But then it turned into a rehash. And if I could have seen a better fight between the Cenobites and the Doctor.
It was an 80s film, sir. That's all the money we had. It was a low-budget New Line Cinema film. They didn't got the budget for that.
Between the Cenobites and the Doctor, it would have been perfect.
And watch all the later Hellraiser sequels.
Either way.
Watch all the later Hellraiser sequels.
I like Hellbound a lot. I'm not going to say anything about it. All right.
That is my number 5.
My
top five. Sorry.
My top 5 starts with number 5. Now I'm gonna get a lot of crap, but you know what? I'm gonna do a little bit of fan service for at Rodimus Bowtie SA. Abel, this is for you, buddy.
You picked this number 5.
Number 5, Evil Dead 2: Dead by Dawn.
Talk about rehash.
It was a rehash.
It was a rehash.
Better effects. I thought
it was a rehash with an epilogue put on the end. That's what it was.
Better effects. It was funny.
And that's what I didn't like about it. It's like we're gonna rehash the same movie, but we're gonna make it a comedy.
It was a great horror comedy. I thought it was freaking good. I thought it was great. I liked it a hell of a lot better than Army of Darkness.
I did not like Army of Darkness.
You can probably hate me on that. That's fine. But it was a lot better. Raimi kept a lot of the original, concepts and everything that made Evil Dead 1 so scary and good. But then he added a lot of things like the levitations and all of that with the demons and the Dead by Dawn chants from Henrietta or whatever her name was in the cellar. Like all of that was just freaking awesome. The makeup was great.
Would you call Evil Dead 2 the it was the Lucas cut of Evil Deads? No, the special edition of Evil Deads. It's the Evil Dead special edition.
Probably, yeah. But they're not gonna take out friggin' the original actor and put friggin' Hayden Christensen. But either way, it was a worthy sequel. I liked it a lot. Abel, that's for you. Number 4 is Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter. That was actually, I thought that.
Is that the one with the little girl?
No, that's with Corey Feldman when he plays Tommy Jarvis.
Oh yeah, okay.
I thought that this movie was actually
Halloween for
the better of all of those Paramount Friday the 13th.
Okay.
Before it went to New Line and it became Jason X and Jason Goes to Hell.
They only picked it up to do those.
But when you look at it and then when he's alive, obviously when he's alive, but I like it a lot because there was a lot of ties to the original. Tom Savini came back. He did the makeup on it. He designed Jason to be the adult version of the kid that popped out of the water. I mean, there was that much detail in it. It had it was a lot scarier. Great kills, really great kills on that one. Crispin Glover's horrible dancing, but it was still. I thought it was from live Jason, best Friday the 13th out of all of them. Dead Jason goes Jason Lives all day. Jason's the best. That's my favorite one. All right. Number 3 is Halloween 2018.
Is there a Halloween list?
H40.
H4O.
that is my favorite sequel. And it's like edging out Halloween 281, but it's like my favorite Halloween sequel right now. I mean, it was so good. Jamie Lee Curtis's acting was great in it, and we talked about it when we did Scream Queens, and we were talking about how she showed this different side of Laurie Strode with the PTSD and all of that, and she was Laurie Connor, right?
She was Laurie Connor.
She was Laurie Connor, right? But
they give her a wife beater.
The detail from the writing and all of the homages that they played. I mean, you want to talk about Halloween 3? The little kids were wearing those masks. The witch, the pumpkin, and the ghost, whatever the hell it is.
Creepy.
The skeleton. I mean, it was freaking great. There was a lot of details in it, a lot of nostalgia, and a lot of freaking throwbacks and homages to the previous ones. And it was very well directed. It was awesome. Can't wait for the Halloween kills. All right, number 2 is Dream Warriors. How do you pick Freddy's Revenge over Dream Warriors? I can best sum up Dream Warriors as
Not Freddy's
being.
Revenge.
I can best sum up Dream Warriors.
It had some great lines. It had some. You know, welcome primetime.
All right. You know what your movie is? Freddy's Revenge is the Die Hard 2. This is Die Hard with a Vengeance.
You don't hate Die Hard 2.
You don't hate Die Hard 2. You know what? No, December, we'll do that one. But yes, this is the Die Hard with a Vengeance of Nightmare on Elm Street.
We should just say live hard, die for.
It's pretty much a direct sequel because it ties the Hans Gruber element from Die Hard 1.
Right.
The way Vengeance did. Well, this ties the Nancy Thompson element from the original Elm Street. So that is one of the things that I liked about it. You got great cameos by Lawrence Fishburne. You got Patricia Arquette in probably her first or one of her first movies. It just brought a different take on the dream world and gives the dreamers the ability to fight back. It's empowerment. It helps you find your inner voice and all of that stuff, literally in Joey's case. But, there's a lot of things about Dream Warriors that just freaking stands out. And to my point, he has it on the wall right there. All right. So that was my number 2.
Number 2.
Number 1.
Freddy's Revenge was still better.
No, it was
All
not.
right, number 1.
Fight me on this. It's Aliens. Aliens is sci-fi horror. Aliens is probably top 5 sequels of all time, in my opinion. James Cameron took what Ridley Scott put out there with the first Alien and he just put in the colonial marines and the action that he brought in that.
Sci-fi horror.
It's sci-fi horror, but it's just what James Cameron did. It's just it doesn't matter.
It's a subgenre.
It's a subgenre. But I love that movie. It just stands out. It stands out. It's way better than the first one. It's way better than the third one.
I'm not gonna argue the fact that the whole sci-fi aspect of it, but
would you have picked Event Horizon?
ooh, yeah, I would have over that. Yeah, I would have put Event Horizon.
It's not a sequel, but Event Horizon.
Shit!
But Event Horizon is basically Hellraiser in space before Bloodline.
It is
It's a better version of Hellraiser in space than Bloodline was, but you recognize it doesn't matter if it's sci-fi.
Yeah,
Event Horizon was freaking excellent. So
yeah, I mean, not the Event Horizon, the Aliens thing. It's like I felt like maybe it shouldn't have been number 1.
But yeah, it was a freaking. It's an amazing movie.
It's a great movie.
One of the best sequels of all
I just
time.
don't feel like it should have been number 1.
Okay, cool.
All right. I'm not gonna.
Terrence, honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. All right, cool. So here's the honorable mentions and stuff I was like, these are all rehashes, but I had to put them down anyway because I had to do honorable mentions, right? So, Scream 2.
Because they had Jada.
But did she come in 3? Wasn't she in 3?
No,
No, that was, what's his name? The other black actor of the 90s.
in 3?
Yeah. No, it was 2. It was 2.
Yeah, it was
'cause he
her
got
and
the
Omar
knife
Epps.
and Omar Epps. That's what I was thinking of. All right. I Know What You Did Last Summer 2. I still know what you did last summer.
With freaking Jack Black as a bohemian dude? That's horrible.
I just pick sequels. I don't even care. The ones I did care about, Jeepers Creepers 2, I thought was pretty
That was a good
good. Because they played with the time, because they never told you if it was the beginning of the first day or the last day.
That's
so, and Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Those are 2 I actually picked. I actually meant to do something with.
I had
28 weeks later, too.
I had Hellbound, Hellraiser 2. I had It Chapter 2. I had Halloween 281. Elm Street 4 Dream Master. I like Conjuring 2. I had Hatchet 2. Child's Play 2.
There was a Hatchet 2?
Yeah, there's Hatchet 4.
Good God.
Creepshow 2.
It's like Wrong Turn. It was like, I didn't know Wrong Turn had so many.
Wrong Turn.
Like
I want to say
6 or something like that.
Wrong Turn 3. I think was freaking awesome.
I heard that was pretty good.
That was really good. When you
I
have
just didn't know they had so many sequels.
and how they sell it too. I know I'm getting off tangent, but and how they sell it, it's bad versus the worst. Because it's convicts, like bad convicts versus the
hillbillies.
inbred, the hillbillies. Exactly. So bad versus worse. Okay, I have Creepshow 2. Creepshow 2 is freaking awesome. It's a guilty pleasure. I don't care what anybody says. I love Creepshow 2. And the absolute overall best Friday the 13th of all time for me is Jason Lives Friday the 13th Part 6. Favorite all time. And a shout out to Jaws 2.
With horror sequels, they always seem like just rehashes, so it was hard for me to do this particular list. Art doesn't actually watch horror films, so he couldn't do this list. So,
we want to thank all of y'all on Twitter for picking this top 5. This one was for you. So, Terrence, take us home.
yeah, next time when you guys do the list, and you guys don't make him feel like he needs to add stuff to his list. Let him take the credit for all bad picks that he makes. Don't be letting him say it like, "Well, I didn't pick it."
Well,
Y'all
for
picked
the
it.
record, probably. Dawn of the Dead was the other one. That's the one I should have put on there.
Yeah.
Actually, that should have been on
You
my
took
top
off
5.
Dawn of the Dead for that.
for Dead by Dawn.
Anyway, so let us know what your top 5 is in the list in the comments below. Whether you take all of our random picks and make your own list out of it, or you tell us a bunch of other films that probably don't deserve to be on the top 5 list, but hey, they're yours, and I'm not going to tell you anything about it. Also, make sure you subscribe as well as click the notification button, so that way you're aware of all the other videos that we do on the channel. Somehow I got tongue-tied with that. I need to stop talking.
Abel, this was for you again. I put that in there for you, so there you
So
go.
if people talk crap about his
If they
pick,
give me crap
then
about
he's
my top
gonna
5,
be
it's your fault, Abel. All right. For Aspen and Art, well, Art's right here doing nothing. And checking out Nicola Mitchell's OnlyFans or something.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
And for Aspen, wherever else she's at, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And we'll see you next time.
Real quick, if you're still here, because we do these into the video little blooper things. If you're still here, look down. There's a link here for Patreon. If you guys like the show, please give us money. We'll take a penny. We'll take a nickel. We'll take a dime. We'll take $1. We have some stuff on there that we're giving away on Patreon if you do contribute, because trust me, we need help. We want to buy new equipment, and we need an editor. Somebody who doesn't have to stay up in the middle of the night. Or they don't have to stay up in the middle, but I won't have to do it. So please, down patreon.com/thegoods. It's in the link. Please do it. We appreciate it.